let us recall the timeline on 2019. Last February, Beijing and Hong Kong governments suggested to introduce the extradition bill, and 4 months later, result in 1 million people took to the street. And last week, Beijing suggested to impose the national security law, and from the announcement till now, it's not around 4 months. We have around less than a week to handle this situation. So mobilize people, take back to the street, especially under the outbreak of COVID-19 and the global pandemic. Of course, we need time, but time is running out in Hong Kong, and almost now it's turned one country, two system to one country, one system, and seems to be the beginning of the end. And compared to on 2019, we have 4 months time to mobilize people, take to the street. Result in on June 16th of June of 2019, we have 2 million out of 7 million population gather on street to have protests. But right now, it's just since the announcement, we have only a week. So in the upcoming few weeks, how we can mobilize as many people as we can and let Beijing to realize that they must stop the crackdown on Hong Kong, because it's not only about political freedom. National anthem law, the second reading on today, is about political freedom only. But no doubt at all, the national security law will also erode it and harmful to the existing political and economic freedom that Hong Kongers and also expats and businessmen deserve in Hong Kong. For example, free ports in Hong Kong and free flow of capital in Hong Kong will still exist or not is already a doubt.
Right. Joshua, good morning. Tanveer also joining in. Do you have the wherewithal to make an impact this time around? I know that you drew a comparison with what happened in 2003, where a similar bill was aborted due to strong opposition from the civil society. Do you think that you stand a chance this time too? And what are your specific plans? You're talking about hitting the ground running with ratcheting up protests, but what are your specific plans regarding that?
That is a really good question. In 2003, Beijing suggested Hong Kong to go through the legislation process to pass the Article 23, which is the national security law. But in 2020, 17 years later, National People Congress in Beijing announced that they will bypass the legislature in Hong Kong and just ignore the local legislation process, which just violate to the Hong Kong mini constitution basic law and also breach the promise of the Sino-British Joint Declaration. That's the international treaty registered in the United Nations. So I think in the upcoming future, what we hope to do and continue the momentum is gather as many people as we can. 17 years later, lawmakers in Hong Kong still have a vote to ban the proposal. But now, lawmakers in Hong Kong even didn't have any position to engage in any public consultation of this evil law. But anyway, no matter labor strike, class boycott, or protest on the street will still be the way out for us to continue the momentum. Even last Sunday, Beijing and Hong Kong police, they just used the water cannons, rubber bullets, and tear gas to target Hong Kongers. And almost more than 10,000 Hong Kongers were arrested since last summer.